was just trying to run that one that we pre-produced, that one intro, but I don't know that I have it. So we just go live. No. I'll tell you what I got done today, though. I got player profiles updated for soccer, both soccers, volleyball, and football all today. So I'm up to date. No, I don't have anything. I don't think. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Which number was that? Yeah. And of course, also, I know he's not a starter, but 21's not on there either. Ned is Heim, I guess. Yeah. Is that about the angle you wanted for this one over here? Okay. All right. Are we already on? Okay. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Ooh, what level is Flagler College? What was it? Two. Okay. Cool. I know a guy that just got named assistant baseball coach there. Okay. His new assistant coach then was my shortstop with the Rockers. Great guy. I'm excited for him. That's gonna be a good opportunity for him. I'm just gonna go on at 55. I keep reaching for my non-existent hat to pull it down. Yeah, pretty much. Whew, it's Go, go, go. Jay Deanna. Bullshit. Yeah. This game is go, go, go. What? I know. Like the first weekend of November. Ah, son of a. I changed the numbers and left the school on there. Well, you didn't put it up, so it doesn't matter. Nobody knows. It doesn't matter. Me? Yeah. And we welcome you to Pride Field here on the campus of Greensboro College as we get set for USA South Men's Soccer. It's Southern Virginia and Greensboro College here on a warm Wednesday evening. Hello, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you. Stephen Whitenhouse will join me here in a little bit as we get set. Again, as we mentioned, the Knights and the Pride. Greensboro College coming in after a 3-1 loss against Pfeiffer over the weekend. They concluded a 3-game road trip where they went 2-1 with a win against non-conference Warren Wilson and a 6-3 conference win against Mary Baldwin. Clock is ticking for the Pride. They currently find themselves on the outside looking in of the USA South tournament slate, sitting seventh out of a 6-team field. There are 5 games remaining in the conference schedule, so certainly don't need me to tell you how important tonight is for the Pride. But one of the big things that they do have going for them is where most of the conference has already played 4 games. Greensboro and SVU, the only 2 teams that have only played 3, so they have a little bit of extra cushion or a little bit of a extra opportunity, if you will, going forward to try and make up some ground. Southern Virginia comes into today's game sitting in the number 5 spot in the conference. Pfeiffer on top 2-0-2 with a total of 8 points. William Peace the same. North Carolina Wesleyan 2-1-1 with 7 points. Methodist 1-0-3, 6 points. SVU 1-1-1, that's 4 points. Brevard 1-2-1 with 4 points, which would round out the playoff field. And you've got Greensboro at 1-2 with 3 points, and Mary Baldwin 0-4 at the bottom of the conference. Greensboro will see Southern Virginia today on the road at Methodist Saturday. Home games against Wesleyan and Peace, and they finished the season on the road. So that's kind of the way things look for the Pride right now. One of the big things, though, that we talked to Coach Weinshank about, this was not recorded earlier, but we were talking to him, and he said the key to getting into the postseason field, you've got to win one of the next 2. So either today or on the road against Methodist on Saturday, and obviously you take care of business today, and that certainly gives you a little bit of breathing room, although you'd love to try to snag both of them if you could. Now, one of the big things we talked about, you look at the starting lineup for today, and one thing that you're missing is going to be Kale Hermanson today. He is unfortunately under the weather, and so Greensboro going to have to find a way to get some production elsewhere in the lineup. One of their biggest producers this year, one of their top freshmen, is going to be noticeably absent today. So obviously you look at somebody like Gustav Oman, who's had a fantastic freshman campaign. Jay Deanna, who is looking a little bit more like his beginning of the year self, if you will. Coach told me today he looks more confident than he has in a while, and maybe starting to get a little bit of form back for him as we reach the home stretch of the season. So we'll certainly see if he can continue. He scored the Pride's only goal of the contest against Pfeiffer on Saturday, so we'll see if he can continue things in that capacity. As far as SVU, why don't we get to know the Knights here a little bit? They come into today's game. Again, we mentioned that record a moment ago, 4-7-2, coming off a 1-1 draw against Methodist on the road. Their last win, a non-conference win against Guilford on the 8th of October. Last conference win came on September 27th against Brevard. Offensively, Tate Hickman leading the way with 9 goals in 12 games, including 19 points. Also, you look at elsewhere on the offense, 3 assists. Benjamin Semister with, we mentioned the 3 points, the 3 assists, 5 points. Only other player outside of Hickman that has more than 1 goal, however, is Kenyon Grange, who's got 2. So I think one of the big things today is if you limit Hickman, where will SVU look offensively? One thing that Coach told me today, you certainly keep an eye on it. They will put the ball in the air a lot. They're very direct with their passing. So for Greensboro, it's about trying to force some turnovers and stand in the way of some of those passing lanes. One of the big things going on here right now, obviously, we talked about yesterday. If you were hearing the volleyball broadcast yesterday, it is Pink Out Week here on the campus of Greensboro College. Everyone encouraged to wear pink out and about the contests as we continue to raise awareness for breast cancer and for breast cancer awareness and honor those who are in the fight, and we remember those who whose fights have concluded. And obviously it's something that affects everybody, and it's something that is a very serious thing, and we certainly say to those of you who are going through it or know someone who is, we certainly think of you, we support you, we rally with you, and we fight with you. Starting lineups going over the public address at the moment. We take a look at a couple of key things here as we get started for the Knights of Southern Virginia. Starting lineup today, Holden Calder, the freshman, and obviously Tate Hickman, the freshman forward from Logan, Utah as well. Jackson Gorange also in the starting lineup. Benjamin Semister. Brock Hester is a starter today, as is Alex Chen. Sam Nettersheim will draw the start, the defender, as well as Porter Whitlock, Jacob Lee, and Jacob Nielsen. And in goal today will be the senior Troy Chamberlain. Chamberlain this year comes into tonight's contest with a 1.72 goals against average, a 7.47 save percentage, in the 4.72 record. He has 3 clean sheets this year. As for Greensboro College starting lineup, it's going to be David Stupurik, Tyler Gazanfari, a couple of freshman defenders, Eddie Hemington, freshman midfielder, Axel Garcia Avila, and Juan Medina Beltran, giving you a little bit of veteran leadership in the midfield positions. Freshman Jay Diana, we've talked about him. Freshman Gustav Oman, and we'll continue to talk about the incredible pace that he has put together for Greensboro this year. Isak Nagash, the midfielder, getting the start today. Jalen King as well as at forward, and freshman Mika Rudell, the defender. Alvaro Hermosa will be in the net tonight for Greensboro. And Hermosa with a 7.33 save percentage and a 1.60 goals against average. 4-4-2 the record. We'll step aside for the anthem when we come back. We'll get this one started here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Well, the game plan is simple for Greensboro College. They have 4 games in which to move up at least one spot in the standings as the Pride look to earn a berth into the USA South postseason, currently sitting 7th, where the postseason field will have 6. So they know the plan. They know what has to be done. Now it's just a matter of execution. Good afternoon again, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you on the campus of Greensboro College as we get set for USA South men's soccer. It's the Pride and it's the Knights, and it's next here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. I'll bring along my analyst and producer, Stephen Weidenhouse, in just a moment. Don't rush, Stephen. I know you have a lot going on. But as we continue to get you set here for this game, again, Greensboro has kind of had a mixed bag in terms of USA South play. 1 and 2, Stephen, in conference play. And I think really the big thing right now, if this team could just find a little consistency down the home stretch, things look good.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Kendrick, we're getting into the exciting part of the year where, non-conference stuff is over with. And these are the important games. These are the put up or shut up type of games where if you want to make the tournament, you've got to win these games. These are huge games coming up against SVU tonight. We got Methodist soon as well. And, of course, then you'll have NC Wesleyan and Peace, these final 4 games. SVU, of course, Brevard, we've already played. But Methodist and SVU, they're right ahead of us in the conference standings. If Greensboro can take care of business against those teams, it's almost pretty much a guarantee they're making the tournament. Yeah. So we've talked about the build up to this part of the season. We've been a part of it. And now we are here. These are the most important games of the season.
Absolutely. And again, to reiterate what Coach Weinschenk told me earlier today, he said if we don't win one of these 2, it's game over. So you've got to take at least one this week. Greensboro will come out in the all-white jerseys with the green numbering. SVU with the dark gray jersey or dark gray shorts, rather, with the red jersey, gray sleeves, and the white numbering on those uniforms. And perfect timing, Stephen. The sun just starting to dip
was great.
Beneath the tree line right as we get this one underway.
We were about blinded for about half an hour.
So it will be Southern Virginia to begin things here. Again, coming off a draw against Methodist themselves, and that certainly could play into things as well. The fact that the Knights and the Monarchs played to a draw last week could make things interesting in the final standings, depending on what happens this week.
For sure, as Nagash gets out of the corner. Yeah, these 2 games right here against Methodist and SVU, they're probably going to dictate whether Greensboro makes the tournament or not. And so that draw, like you said, against with Methodist and SVU, if Greensboro can take care of business, that's going to help Greensboro when it comes to the last week, and we're starting to look at the conference standings and saying how are those ties going to impact the seeding and who makes it and who doesn't.
A couple early turnovers, both sides. One thing we've seen from Greensboro, though, some nifty one-touch passing in the early going. One thing you're going to see from SVU is Medina Beltran trying to take that one away, which he did. But again, one thing that Coach Weinschenk said that we're going to see is a lot of aerial direct passing from the Knights. They're quick, and they get the ball in the air where it needs to go.
For sure. We've seen some teams like that, this year. But, we've also seen some really good flashes from Greensboro as well. Greensboro, coming off a loss to Pfeiffer on Saturday, started the game well. Jay Diana, as speaking of which, gets the ball taken there. Hope he's okay, holding his shoulder. Scored the first goal against Pfeiffer to put Greensboro ahead, but then that Pfeiffer attack was just too much. But hopefully Greensboro can have a bounce back here against the Knights.
We see Deanna's got his shoulder wrapped already, so it's an existing issue.
Well, he just fell and kind of landed on it, so probably not good.
Jalen King working the far boundary. Greensboro trying to get the first serious scoring threat of the game. Instead, it's going to be a turnover. Hickman with it for a moment on the far side, working against Medina Beltran. Again, Tate Hickman with 9 goals this year. Nobody else for SVU has 2. So he's going to be a very much the focal point of this offense, you would think.
Yeah, that's, when you have a stat like that, it's pretty obvious who you have to stop. So Greensboro defensively is going to have to focus in on him. But I want to see this Greensboro offense, really be on the attack. And if, they can score early and get momentum.
Well, here's an
There's
opportunity.
one.
A kick there from Axel Garcia Avila, just sneaking inside the left post, and the Pride with an early 1-0 score.
Well,
all right, you have to do that every time.
Yeah, I'm going to do that every.
So.
Yep, that was it. I will take full credit for that goal that was just scored.
Axel Garcia Avila with the goal. And he kind of had to work around the defender, too. It was not a straight shot, but that's going to be his third goal of 2025 and his second in the last 4 games. So an early 1-0 Pride advantage. And, Stephen, one of the other big things, too. One of the other big things, and I talked about it a little bit in the pregame show, Stephen, is the fact that Kale Hermanson is out tonight. So one of the big things is where is some of that scoring going to come from? And right now, Garcia Avila is the guy. Here's a long pass down to Nettesheim. Nettesheim trying to work that one back out to the middle and taken away by Medina Beltran. And it will be a throw in the corner for Calder.
Yeah, I'll take full credit because usually that never happens. What a great goal there by Garcia Avila. Great spot. He's coming from the right side, goes cross, into the bottom left corner. Perfectly placed ball there by Garcia Avila. That was just a beautiful offensive effort there by Avila.
Here comes an opportunity for SVU. Lee with it, taken away, though, by Greensboro. Now back to Gorange. And King kind of shielding a defender for Ghazenfari. Greensboro trying to push it up past the center line. They may have something developing here. Nope, that's going to go out of bounds. But I think it's going to stay with the Pride. It will. Ghazenfari quickly throws it in. One touch right back to him. Now here's a long feed looking to the right-hand side of the box, but Calder with the interception. And a long pass up the middle, headed back away by Mika Rudell. Greensboro with it at the center line.
That's huge, In I think I'm going to go ahead and say it's a must-win game,
It's almost an elimination game, if you will.
And to get a goal that early is a huge momentum shift. Now, obviously, now you have to hold it for a long time, ideally, but.
Well, Garcia Avila trying to make something happen again. This one to King, a header by Gustav Omen, he scores!
Well, now they got a 2-goal lead.
Great feed there from King to Gustav Omen, his 8th goal of 2025. You want to tell this team how important today is? I think they know.
Got a replay for that one. What a beautiful pass. The header by Omen. He has been such a huge offensive weapon this year for Greensboro.
Yeah, this Greensboro team, really, we'll talk about Gustav Omen here for a minute. His 8th goal of the year, the best mark since Jordy Briseño scored 9 goals in 2017. So, safe to say this is probably the best freshman season that Greensboro has had in a decade. Also, with the assist there from King, they are now 9th all-time as far as most assists in a single season by the team. This one heading into the far corner. Ghazenfari going for it. And he takes it away from SVU. Now a nice move down the sideline. King, he's pushing the issue over to the middle now. Garcia Avila, crossing pass here to Diana. Diana trying to work his way in towards the box. Diana getting around Calder. Well, he did for a moment.
Here we go. Oh!
Another opportunity for Greensboro. Turned aside for a moment. Player down. Hemington's shot is high. Would have gone in. But a whistle. It's going to be a foul on Greensboro, I think.
Yeah, foul there in the box. I don't know if that was Diana or Omen that called that on, but man, how about this offensive attack so far from Greensboro? Just coming out, dominating so far in this first half. And, man, now to have a 2-goal lead this early, That's going to be a tough comeback here for SVU.
Well, obviously, we have to focus, Stephen, on the task at hand, which is getting into the postseason, but I have to read this number to you. Greensboro has 42 goals this year. They scored 34 goals the last 3 years combined. That's how big the turnaround has been here in 2025.
Yeah, the credit goes to everybody. I mean, Coach Weinshank and Coach Del Cid, as this ball's going to go into the box.
Opportunity here for Hickman. Gets around one man, tries to make another miss. That's going to go out of bounds. Good defense there. I believe that was Stepuric there. And it's going to be a corner for SVU.
Just to finish that thought real quick, Coach Weinshank done a great job, but, these players have done a terrific job as well.
Here comes the Knights corner into the box, headed the wrong way. It was headed by a SVU player, but just kind of skimmed off the top of his head and out of bounds.
Yeah, Greensboro gets away with that. Nice set piece there off the corner kick. Got the header, but just went off the wrong way. But a nice opportunity there from the Knights.
So Greensboro now with a 2-goal advantage. Now they have, just under 85 minutes that they have to maintain that.
Yeah, that's the only potential thing is now you got to defend it for a long time, but we will take it for sure.
Certainly, if anything else, it puts the pressure on Southern Virginia.
Absolutely.
Here.
You talk about, trying to, for their sake, trying to defend their position in the conference tournament. Now you're down by 2 just minutes into the game. That definitely puts a lot of pressure on the Knights.
Southern Virginia trying to mount an offensive opportunity. Here's a deep pass to the far side of the box, but Alvaro Hermosa is going to go out and grab it.
Now, one thing, obviously, you don't want to see is complacency, right? You want to continue the attack. Just because you have 2 early goals, doesn't mean the game's over. You've got to continue to play because there is a lot of time left, just a few minutes in. So,
well, that's one thing we've not seen from Greensboro this year. They don't blow leads.
Sure, and part of that's because of the goalkeeper. Hermosa's had an excellent season, in that defensive line. If they can just, hold on here, play steady, play solid, hopefully that 2-goal lead will stand.
This one chipped on up ahead, looking for Deanna. It's going to be taken away by Gorange, who runs into Medina Beltran. And there's a whistle here. It's going to be a foul on SVU, but Greensboro's going to have to send the ball back and restart. So 2 early goals if you're just joining us. Axel Garcia Avila in the opening minutes, and then Gustav Oman on a header. And Greensboro, in what feels like a must-win game, has picked up an early 2-0 lead. Mika Rudell working to the far side, where he finds Ghazenfari just shy of the center line. Nice move to get around a defender. Ghazenfari pass on the ground to Garcia Avila now. Garcia Avila tries to send it into Gustav Oman, who had his man beat, but the pass behind him and intercepted.
Great idea. That was inches away from potentially being goal number 3 because Oman was right there in front of the goal.
Oman heads this one looking for Garcia Avila, who's trying to settle it, sends it back to Hemington. Back to Ghazenfari, and Greensboro resets. Long feed by Ghazenfari, looking for Jay Deanna, the right-hand side. Deanna runs into, I believe that was Gorange over there.
It's going to be a goal kick.
Actually, it was Calder. Well, Greensboro this year, one of the most accurate teams in all of Division III, came into today ranked 11th in shot accuracy, and both of their shots today, not only they've been on goal, they've been pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say.
Chin with it. And he sends it back to the back line, and Southern Virginia will try to reset things. The Knights come into today only 16 goals on the year. Mentioned 9 of them from Hickman.
Yeah, I guess, that's one of the challenges. You do have a great player in Hickman, but, if the other team does contain him, it's kind of slim pickings to see, find someone else that can score for you, especially being down multiple goals early. But again, Greensboro, the 2-0 lead, like we just talked about, just can't be complacent. Got to continue with the game plan that you came in with and trust that that's going to hold this 2-0 lead.
But I think the other big thing, too, we talk about the fact that this SVU team doesn't score a ton. But the thing is, they don't give up a ton either.
Hmm.
This one intercepted in the box. Hemington now has it back. Looking for Deanna. Nice feed up ahead. Jade has to slow his step down just a moment. Tries to cross this one to Gustav Omen. That's going to be intercepted. Steven, they have scored, or have allowed, rather, SVU 2 goals or fewer in their last 7 matches. This is a team that does not surrender a ton.
Well, and that's, even more important, as to why these 2 goals early are so huge. I mean, this could, certainly, the way SVU plays defense, they could, bounce back here and shut out Greensboro the rest of the way. So to have that 2-goal protection is
here's
is
a long
key.
feed up ahead. Sorry to interrupt you, but Calder is right there, but so too is Stupuric to get in the way of it.
Nice play there by Deanna to cut that angle off.
Foot race down to the corner. Deanna trying to box out his man. That was Chin. And should be a goal kick here for Hermosa. Well, women's soccer taking on SVU tonight as well. We're going to check in on that game here in just a moment. Is Hemington with it?
I did see it was 0-0, so it's still 0-0.
It still is in the second half, and Greensboro has been outshot 15-3. So weathering the storm right now, for lack of a better term. But here's the interesting thing. Of the SVU 15 shots, only 3 of them have been on goal, and Cheyenne Hansen has saved all 3.
That's interesting, but I'll be honest, Kendrick. If they came out with a result as 0-0, I think Coach Mike Johnson would be
absolutely
thrilled.
He told me today that the big goal against a team like SVU is don't get blown out. So I think
Sure.
he'd be thrilled. Here's Omen looking for Garcia Avila on the right-hand side. Axel now working his way in, trying to get around his defender. Could not do so. Good job there defensively by SVU. That was Nielsen taking that one away.
I tell you, Kendrick, I mean, you talked about SVU not giving up very many goals lately, but, man, Greensboro has had so many opportunities.
Absolutely.
It's almost just blowing through this defense. So SVU is going to definitely have to make some adjustments.
Right now, passing it amongst their back line. Nielsen with it in the middle. Jogging up towards the center line. Now a long feed up ahead. Again, that's what we were told to expect. A lot of those long passes to try to generate offensive opportunities. It's Lee with it now. That pass tipped by Garcia Avila goes to Omen. Now to Hemington, long feed, looking for King, but off the mark and turned aside. Chip pass up ahead. Quick one touch goes to Lee now. Lee's got 3 Greensboro players after him, one of them being Deanna, who touched it for a moment. But it will be ASVU throw in. And tripping Chin is Nagash. And it'll be a free kick here. It'll be an interesting location here for this kick.
Yeah, kind of dangerous if you're Greensboro.
It'll be Nielsen on the kick. About 15 minutes in.
The Knights have a couple subs coming in here soon. Going to be Kenyon Grange and then number 7, Landon Stock.
Big moment here. Nielsen on the free kick. Sends this one a little twister. I don't think that's exactly what he intended to do.
No, he mishit that one.
Back to Nielsen now. Sends this one in on the box. Alvaro Hermosa will come up and snatch it out of the air.
Yeah, Hermosa, we've talked about it all year. An aggressive goalkeeper, super athletic, and he has been a game changer in goal for Greensboro.
Stupuric sending this one up for Garcia Avila. Quick touch to Nagash. Nice pass between the legs there to Medina Beltran. Now back to Hemington. Seems like some of these passes almost on the edge of being out of control here for Greensboro, but so far they're making it work.
Yeah, so far a lot of great passes, especially, right out of the gate. I mean, that pass from King on that assist to Gustav was just incredible. So the passing, we've talked about that some too this year, Kendrick, during our home games. some games it looks like, they're really in line with each other. The chemistry's there. And then sometimes the passing is just off. But so far today, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, normally it's felt like you can kind of see what they're trying to do. They're just not connecting. We're actually seeing these passes going from the point A to point B.
Yeah. Nice move by Jalen King.
Yeah, Jalen King trying to send this one in. That's going to be turned aside by the Knights.
And it's good to see Jalen back, too. He had a little bit of a thumb injury, but he's been back, and he's a huge player, probably one of the most athletic players on the team.
Long feet up ahead. Rudell
might have got away with the push there.
I was just about to say that, but Greensboro with Stupurik now working right-hand side. Tries to feed this one to Deanna. Was trying to split a couple defenders. Cannot do so. As Nielsen with it now sends it across to Gorange. Now to Hester. And they send it all the way to the far boundary now.
And Kidrick, the other impressive thing about this start is, we talked about in the open, Callie Hermanson's not even playing today. Right. So to get 2 goals out of the gate with Hermanson not even here, that's really good.
And that was one of the things we talked about is where are they going to find that offensive firepower that they're missing. And so far, they found it in Garcia Vila and Gustav Oman, which if you had to pick somebody, I think Gustav Oman would definitely have been one of them.
Gustav has just been such a cool player to watch, along with Hermanson and Jay Deanna. And then Axel Garcia Vila has been a great player as well. As Oman
here
makes
comes
a nice
Gustav
move.
Oman trying to get around Nielsen.
I just got away from him a little bit.
Too far there. Yeah, I'm not sure you heard me because you're doing double duty as PA today too. But Gustav Oman now the most goals by a Greensboro freshman since 2017.
Yeah, him and Calais probably gonna potentially battle for USA South Rookie of the Year.
Here comes a nice pass here for Chin. Chin trying to work to the left, and that's going to be blocked out in front by Mika Rudell, who gets a nice shove in the back from Hermosa.
Yeah, Rudell played second goalie there. And now the subs are finally going to get to come in for SVU. They've been standing there for about 5 minutes or more.
So, yeah, this will be Kenyon Grange coming in. And also Landon Stock coming in. I'm not seeing who's coming out yet. Looks like number 27,
18 and 27.
Yeah, Jacob Lee and Alex Chin. So a corner coming here for SVU. Service into the box, headed away there by Stupurik. And Hemington with it. Nice move to get around his defender. Gets away from Hemington, though, and it's a turnover. Taken away, though, by Medina Beltran, who hits it out of bounds. And good job there by Medina Beltran.
Well, it seems like the last few minutes, SVU's done a better job defensively. They've been able to have the ball a little longer on offense, and they've had now 2 corner kicks, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Three.
2 of them from that same corner. They might have been all 3 from that same corner, but so they're starting to get a little bit closer. So hopefully this Greensboro defense can kind of lock them down here the rest of this half.
Hester trying to feed through to the right-hand side, taken away by Greensboro back to the middle. That one bounces over Garcia Vila, but he's going to be the one to get to it. Long feed up ahead to Gustav Oman. If Gustav can get around his defender, he's got a chance, but no, it's going to be kept there by Nettesheim. And it stays with the Knights. Nielsen over to Gorange. Gorange long feed up ahead, headed by Mika Rudell. Stephen, you talked about some adjustments that maybe SVU makes. Obviously, their MO on offense is these long-range aerial passes, but, Greensboro has done a good job getting in the way of a lot of those. At some point, obviously not now. There's still 70-some-odd minutes still to play, but is that something you look to see them change if that doesn't work here?
Well, one thing is, if you have an identity, right, offensively, it is kind of hard to change in a way. But sure, little adjustments that they could possibly make as they've potentially got a chance here as they take the ball away. I think that was number 9. Yeah, Benjamin Simister.
Simister, yeah, and he's doing a nice job working left-hand side. Past Hermosa, he'll score.
And there you go. They've been getting closer these last about 7 minutes.
Yep. Benjamin Simister, his second goal of the year. Nice job weaving in and out of traffic there. And the Knights on the board 2-1. We talked about how this is a must-win game for the Pride, and Well, it's pretty much a must-win for SVU, too. They know what's at stake as well.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier. It's not over, right? So now it's only a one-goal game. So Greensboro, maybe that'll wake them up a little bit, and hopefully maybe could get another goal before the half. But now we've got a game. SVU right back in it. Sinister just kind of took it himself there. Didn't really get stopped by anybody, and rocketed one into the bottom right corner of the net.
This one's sent towards the near side. It's Calder. Calder was trying to figure out where he was going with that pass. Instead, sends it further back. Now a long feed up ahead, looking for Hickman. Instead, headed the other way. Medina Beltran was pushed down. And that one's going to roll to the far side where SVU corrals it.
And Kendrick, that's the one thing that sometimes Greensboro has struggled, so every so often is on the defensive line. They've had some different lineups out there just for different reasons, health reasons and things like that. But they've played well this year, but there have been times where there's just been some breakdowns and unfortunately allowing some easy goals.
Another long feed down the near left side and goes out of bounds, intended for Calder. 20 minutes remaining in Buena Vista, still no score in the women's soccer match. We'll keep you updated on that one as it nears its conclusion. Shots now 18-3. Hansen has still saved all three of her opportunities. Interesting, Stephen. Greensboro's 2 shots on goal for the women's side.
Oh, there's another shot.
There's an opportunity high.
Sinister
That's
again.
Hickman. We're going to have to watch Hickman.
Yeah.
Again, we told you about the 9 goals he scored this year. But, Stephen, back to the women's game for a moment. The only 2 shots on goal they have been from defenders, Sanzata and Dawson.
Yeah. But Sanzata scored, last game as well. Yeah. She actually scored the first goal against William Peace. Which
was all they needed. They got a couple more, but Greensboro trying to push the issue again offensively, but SVU getting in the way of a nice header for Oman, looking for Jalen King. King will settle it down. Working to his left. Good move, getting around his defender. Now he's taken down, and there is a whistle here. Should be a free kick for the Pride and a good opportunity.
A great opportunity here. We'll see who takes the free kick. But you've got Oman and Deanna right there in the box, just itching for the chance to score. So this could be a big opportunity for Greensboro if they capitalize and really take momentum.
It's going to be Jalen King.
They could take momentum right back here.
I think it will be King on the kick. Yeah, you mentioned they got that height in the box, Deanna and Gustav Oman. Mika Rudell's not short either.
No.
Hemmington there, Stupurik there, putting all their height right in on the box. King ready on the free kick. Jalen sends it in. Oh, just in front of Gustav Oman. Great defense there by SVU to head that one away. And it will go out of bounds, and it should stay with Greensboro. It will. Rudell to throw in. Saw what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Gustav was in a good spot, but the defenders just in a better spot. Mika to throw in. Sends this one high, headed by Oman, and a whistle. A push, and it's going to be against Greensboro. It'll be SVU ball. Push in the box there. It'll be a goal kick for Chamberlain. He just taps it out to the side, Nielsen. Back to Chamberlain. Lights are on here. Sun is working its way down. Official sunset tonight, 6:43. But right now, already more using the artificial light than the natural, I would say. Fighting for possession just at the outside edge of the attacking zone. Deanna tripped up with Calder. And Deanna is going to be given a yellow card. Contact with Calder. And Deanna very much unhappy.
Yeah, I mean, a foul, for sure. But, Coach Weinshank as well as Deanna, I'm not sure why he got carded.
So here's Nielsen on the kick.
So SVU has certainly taken momentum.
They have.
And threatening to score again.
Free kick just goes to the far side. Now this one sent into the box, headed just to the left of the net. Goes
Beautiful.
out of bounds. Yeah, great execution there for SVU. Everything but the finish.
That was sinister on the header. Just missed in the upper left corner.
20 minutes to play first half. Greensboro with a 1-goal lead.
Pretty crazy how momentum is just completely shifted.
Absolutely.
Greensboro dominated the first 10 minutes or so, and then SVU has just flipped a switch.
Whistle here. And I think they're going to say maybe it was an out of bounds off of the Knights. Yep, they will. Here's Hemington. He's in trouble trying to get it back to Nagash. It'll go out of bounds, and SVU will have a throw-in. Oh, never mind. It'll be Nagash on the throw-in. I thought that was out of bounds off of the Knights. Stepurik laughing. He tried to kick it to Isak and just pretty much kicked it almost to the parking lot. Header missed there by Deanna, but it comes right back to him on the carom to Medina Beltran. Greensboro's got to get out of some traffic here. Gustav Oman trying to work around his defender. Goes through the legs of Nagash. Hemington trying to get to it now, but taken away by Hickman. Hickman takes away the ball. The Knights take the momentum. Here comes Hickman now trying to get around Gustav Oman. He collides. There's a contact with Mika Rudell.
I think they're going to call the foul on Oman.
I kind of sandwiched him a little bit there. So a kick here will be Hester. And, yeah, shots on goal go 4-2 for the Knights now. Their only shots total, rather. Their only shot on goal has been the Sinister score. So another good scoring opportunity for the Knights as we are in the mid portion of the first half. Hester's kick curling in. Hermosa goes up to get it.
Nice job by Hermosa. Trying to see who that was. That almost got the header. Trying to get the number there. 19. Nedesheim.
Yep.
Yeah, he got behind Hermosa, but Hermosa was able to catch it.
Out of bounds on the far boundary, and it'll be a SVU throw-in. They're putting a lot of pressure on the defensive or the Greensboro backs now. Good job by Rudell to head that one away, but taken away by Whitlock for a moment. Ends up with King. Greensboro just looking for a little bit of breathing room, which has been tough to come by. 15 minutes remaining in the game in Buena Vista, still no score. Women's team.
I don't know if we would celebrate a tie any more than that.
Well, I just jinxed it. 1-0 SVU.
No, you jinxed it. No.
And a goal by Courtney Montes at 75-26. Hemington, long feed, left-hand side. Oman racing for it. Gustav ends up with it. Gustav Oman with it on the far boundary. Looking for a little bit of help. He'll find it in the form of King. King to Medina Beltran. On Medina Beltran, back to Hemington. Hemington across to Nagash right here in front of our position. Isak sends it back to Hemington. Hemington chips this one, looking for Deanna. Deanna misses, tries to shield Calder, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be an SVU throw-in.
A handful of subs about to come in for Greensboro, too. Get some fresh legs.
Edry, Goldsberry, and
Garcia Barrios.
Garcia Barrios, yep. Deanna in the near right corner trying to work around Calder. A lot of leaves down there in the corner of the pitch. Goes out of bounds. And it will be a Greensboro throw-in. Mika Rudell coming to do it. And, yep, subs coming here. And King comes out. Deanna comes out. And Gustav Oman comes out. So Greensboro loses a lot of height here with Deanna and Oman coming out, but you wonder if they're just getting a quick breather before maybe the stretch run here in the first half. Rudell to throw in. Long throw in here for Mika, headed. And it goes right back to, it could have gone back to him. Garcia Barrios was looking for Rudell. Rudell had already come back and joined the field of play. And it'll be an SVU throw in. There's contact there. Hickman and Nagash, no whistle. Greensboro bench clamoring for a whistle, and they don't get it. So Hermosa, long feed up ahead, and it'll be taken there by Whitlock. Check that, Netashine. Gorange to Calder. Garcia Barrios trying to take it away from Calder. Good spin move there, though, for Calder. Now going down the near side to Stock. Stock can't get to it. Out of bounds. Greensboro will throw in. Greensboro lead is 1. We have 15 minutes to go first half. This one headed by Calder. Hemington. Nagash sends this one to the middle of the field. Taken by Netesheim. Now far side. That's going to be Whitlock. Settling it just past the center line. Now sends it back to his back line. Gorange in the middle. Crossing the center mark. Trying to work down the near side boundary. He's got to get around Medina Beltran and Garcia Barrios. Into the middle now it's Grange. Grange sending it across to the far wing. Hester. This one sent on up ahead to Grange. And over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Pride, I think.
Corner.
No, wow. Both teams pointing in their direction. And it'll be, the fourth corner of the game for SVU. And it looks like it's going to be Hickman. Well, nope, it won't be either. Here comes the corner sent into the box. It's going to be out the front side of the box, headed away by Hemington. Settled there by Calder. Calder sends this one across to Gorange. Now into the right wing. Trying to push the issue into the box. Greensboro there to take it away. Shot is high and off to the left.
I think right now, if Greensboro could just get this thing to the half,
Absolutely.
2-1, I think they'd be happy. Because SVU, really, after the first 10 minutes or so, it's been, their offense that has really been on the attack, and Greensboro has just not had many opportunities.
Greensboro has had 2 shots on goal, or just 2 shots period today, and it's been the 2 goals.
Well, shooting percentage is pretty good.
Yeah, that's great. Up ahead to Garcia Avila. Yeah, but it's going to be a push in the back there. Well, with 10 minutes to go in the women's game, I know Coach Johnson said he wanted to keep it close, but you think if you give up a goal with under 15 minutes to go, you're more frustrated than maybe what you thought you would have been about a 1-0 decision if it stays that way.
The SVU women's team is very good.
Yes, they are.
Along with Brevard.
Lost, 1-0 to a CNU team that's been up in the top 5 a lot of this year. Teams exchanging touches in the middle third here. Medina Beltran almost got to it. It's going to be a turnover, though. Here comes Grange, left-hand side. Oh, nice feed up ahead to Hickman. Hickman, tough angle, and that's sent up over the crossbar. I'm not sure. Did Rudell maybe get a piece of that one?
I don't think so. Stock just got under it. He had an open look off the pass. It was just a quick touch, but he got under it and went over the goal.
That close to being all square at 2. Oh, this one chipped up ahead. Now to the right-hand side. Oh, a little bit of a loose touch there for SVU, and it's hit on the ground to Hermosa, who's going to gobble it up. You can tell Greensboro is just grasping to get to the half.
Yeah, they have just completely flipped this game. Almost like they just woke up.
It feels like SVU is the team winning 2-1 right now.
Sure, it does, really, the momentum.
Headed there by Garcia Avila. Now to Goldsberry. Sent on up ahead, and Chamberlain will clear. Stepuric missed on the header. Nagash to Rudell. up ahead to Garcia Avila. Axel Garcia Avila sends that one in the air, taken away by Calder.
That's an easy
Garcia
foul.
Barrios easily taken off his feet there.
That was Gorringe on the foul.
Yep. Free kick here for Hemington. Coming up on 10 minutes to play. Hemington on the kick. This one sent high, left-hand side, headed and taken by Chamberlain.
Yeah, good play there by Chamberlain. Came out aggressive.
Long feed up ahead by Nagash. Going to go to the back line. Oh, taken away here. Garcia Vila overran the ball. He's going to come down with the possession. That was almost a missed opportunity for Greensboro. Axel Garcia Vila now working to his left. Sends it all the way to Goldsberry at the left edge. Elias trying to cross to Garcia Barrios, who keeps it in. No, he didn't keep it in bounds either. That goes out. It'll be a goal kick. And stoppage as an SVU player down just at the end line. Under 10 to go. Chamberlain, who has faced 2 shots and allowed 2 goals. Hermosa has faced 3 and allowed 1. Now the sun's gone down. It feels like a fall evening. It did not for
Yeah, it sure
a
does.
large portion of the day. But that one headed on up ahead. Greensboro is going to be the only team in the area. Well, here comes Hickman. But Hermosa sending that out of harm's way. Garcia Avila with it. Sending it back to Stopuric now. Back to Rudell. Near side to Nagash. Quick one touch to Garcia Avila. Trying to dribble away from a couple defenders. Now Nagash, and it goes out of bounds. Greensboro on the throw-in. Quick throw-in to Edry. Garcia Barrios now trying to work into the far corner, and again kicked out of bounds. Good job there defensively by Calder of the Knights. It'll be another Greensboro throw-in. It will be Rudell. 8:45 to go. Rudell is shown to have a good arm. I know you don't normally say that in soccer, but he's one of the guys that consistently from the sidelines getting it into the box.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Greensboro's going to have a corner kick here. Haven't had many today, and it looks like Goldsberry, I believe, that is Goldsberry, is going to take the corner.
Again, you don't have the height of Omen or Deanna out there right now. Goldsberry, a low liner header missed there by Hemington. The carom goes back out to Goldsberry. He'll send this one in on the net, and Chamberlain will come up and grab it.
Yeah, good ball there by Goldsberry, but Chamberlain, very tall goalie, ends up intercepting that pass.
Long feed up ahead. Nagash kicking it the other way before Hickman's able to do any damage. That's one thing Greensboro's been able to do so far today. Hickman held without a shot here in the first half, 7.5 to go. And their only scorer, Simister, 3 shots, one of them on goal, and it was the goal. That goes out of bounds. Greensboro to throw in. And a whistle for a sub. It's going to be Hall coming in for Garcia Avila. Greensboro going with some fresh legs here right before halftime. Nagash looking over his options. He's looking for Edry, headed away though by the Knights. Hemington to Medina Beltran. That's going to be taken away. Hester. Grange sends it to Calder, working on the near boundary. Calder crossing now. That pass to Nedesheim. Working on Goldsberry and thinks better of pushing the issue, sends it back to Chamberlain, whose long pass up the left side is intercepted, and it's now Goldsberry trying to get to it. He does. Now to Hall, who's freshly entered into the game, looking for Medina Beltran, misfired, and it's a turnover. But there is Rudell to send it the other way.
Yeah, even though the Knights get the throw in, Rudell just potentially thwarted a opportunity there for the Knights.
SVU applying defensive pressure. Greensboro trying to get it out of their own end of the pitch. And there's contact, whistle, and a foul's going to be called here. And it's going to be another good opportunity on a free kick for the Knights here late in the first half. 5:54 to go. And it's going to be Hester on the kick. Here comes the opportunity. Hester will send it in towards the box. It's high, left-hand side header, well out of bounds. That was Grange on the header, and Hermosa will have a goal kick. 5:40 to go.
Yeah, Greensboro continues to be on their heels here, and it's been quite a while.
Stephen, we talk about teams needing to make adjustments and what adjustments they need to make, and now it seems Greensboro is the team that may have more work to do at halftime. What do they need to do at the break?
Well, I'll tell you, the offense just not quite as connected as they were those first 10 minutes of the game. They've got to be able to possess the ball a little bit better.
Well, here's a quick one-touch from Goldsberry to Hall. Back and forth it goes, and again, another turnover.
A lot of errant passes, just not quite, getting to where they're intended. And then SVU's taking advantage by – that one goes out of bounds. Really takes advantage of the missed passes, and they've got a lot of speed that we've seen, so they take it up the field, and they've had a lot of quick opportunities off of Greensboro turnovers. So Greensboro's going to have to possess the ball, I think, a little bit better in the second half.
SVU substitution, Cole Simmons in. Hickman's going to come out here with 4:30 to play. So Simmons, fresh legs for the Knights in the corner. Nagash sends it out of bounds. Ooh, that just about missed the row of cars. Stephen Karchek, where'd you park?
Where did I park?
Well, you're next to me. Yeah, we're good. You're next to me. We're good. That one headed. Both teams getting a quick touch. It's going to go back to Gorange. And back to the center line with Nedesheim. Long feed up ahead. He's got an open man in stock. It's going to go back over the end line, though, and Greensboro will have another goal kick. 3:50 to play.
Yeah, and we talk about, the defense, for Greensboro, has played well, but then, at times they've kind of, there's been some lapses. But I think in this game in particular, I think if the offense possesses the ball a little bit better, it's going to take more pressure off of the defense, because SVU's just had a lot of open runs to the goal, and so it's put a lot of extra pressure on that defensive line.
And this could be another bad turnover there. Hip check by Mika Rudell. Yep. This is going to be a short-range free kick for the Knights, too.
Well, that's just the perfect example. Just a bad pass, and then it leads to an open run, and Rudell, unfortunately, commits the foul right outside the box.
Rudell looking like a hockey player with that hip check.
And this is going to be a good look here. Kendrick, I can't quite – is that 11 that's going to take this?
Yes, Simmons, I think. No, that's 10. I think it's Hester, I believe. Greensboro, a little wall to the far side of the box, 3 players strong. Hester, just a little quick touch. This one to Gorange on the ground to the left.
And if that is a little bit to the right, it's a goal,
easy
because
goal.
Hermosa didn't even move. Nice little fake out there off the quick short kick off the free kick. And if that ball is a little bit to the right, we're tied.
2 minutes to go in the first half. And Hermosa sends this one up ahead. Headed there by Simmons. Up to Stock. Rudell with it. Sends it back to the middle. Good quick touch there by Medina Beltran. Sent the other way, though, by the Knights. Racing for it is Stepurik. Stepurik trying to get around his defender to Medina Beltran, who's tripped. That's going to be a foul on Grange. Greensboro, the recipient of the only yellow card today. That's Deanna still. Both teams have asked for yellows that have not been given. Everybody moving into the attacking zone of the Pride as Hermosa gets under this one. Sends it a long way down looking for Garcia Barrios, who had it for a moment. Headed there by Calder and goes out of bounds. It will be SVU ball. Final minute of the first half.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Stepurik sends this up ahead. Taken away by the Knights. It's Hester. Feed across the center line. Good slide tackle there, Hall. Sinister sends this one over now to Gorange. Taken away by Edry. Now to Hemington. Hemington, nice pass there to himself. Gets it in between the legs of Hester. Hemington working the far side. Maybe Greensboro can get something going here right at the end of the first half. Under 30 seconds to go. This one's sent to the far side of the net. Chamberlain comes out to get it. They're going to have to hurry to make something happen. High, long punt there, Chamberlain. Headed away by the Knights. Hemington's going to get it, and that's going to more or less do it here. Hemington sends this one high the other way, headed out of bounds by Calder, and as that heads out of bounds, we head to the break. We have 45 minutes in the books. Greensboro leading it 2-1 here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. We'll break everything down, take a look at out-of-town scores and what happened in the women's game as well when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Halftime here at Pride Field. Greensboro College leading Southern Virginia 2-1 at the break. 45 minutes in the book here. And we'll take a quick look at how it all went down. Greensboro with two early shots, both of them finding the back of the net. First, it was Axel Garcia Avila going just inside the left-hand post for his third goal of the year. And then a nice header from Gustav Oman. The feed from Jalen King made it 2-0 Greensboro. But before too long, Southern Virginia would get back on the board. The goal from Benjamin Simister, one of three shots he took in the first half. That made it 2-1. And that goal, by the way, coming at 19:55, so right around the midway point of half number one, and it is 2-1 where we stand at this juncture. Busy day in the USA South. We mentioned this kind of a must-win game for both teams, and both of them looking to gain a little bit of ground in the postseason. And SVU currently occupying the fifth spot. 6 teams will make the tournament. Greensboro sitting on the outside looking in, so arguably a little more of a must-win for the Pride. But you look at Greensboro's schedule, SVU tonight, and then Methodist, who's a couple points ahead of them as well in the standings. That's coming up on Saturday. So for Greensboro, a stretch here where, like Coach said, you got to have at least one, really need to have both. But one is the bare minimum for the Pride. So 45 minutes away, but they still have some work to do, and quite frankly, have some adjustments that need to be made for the second half. Take a look at what else is going on in the USA South. In soccer, North Carolina Wesleyan, a non-conference game today against Mary Washington. And Wesleyan comes away with a 1-0 victory in that one. Corrington Solitaire with his second goal of the year coming at 22:44. Wesleyan improves to 5-7-1, but again, a non-conference game for the Battling Bishops. At 6 o'clock today as well, Warren Wilson and Pfeiffer got underway, and they have reached the half. Jaden Wright's goal for the Falcons, the only thing that we have seen so far in that contest, and that came just about 2 minutes before the first half ended. So an early 1-0 lead in that non-conference game for Pfeiffer. Yesterday, Methodist was shut out in a non-conference affair against Campbell 5-0 in Bowie's Creek. On Saturday, we told you about Greensboro going to Methodist. William Peace is at SVU. Pfeiffer is at Mary Baldwin. And Brevard is at North Carolina Wesleyan. Once again, we'll give you that rundown of the way the table looks right now. Pfeiffer on top with 8 points, tied with Peace. Wesleyan 7 points, Methodist 6. SVU and Brevard both with 4, and that would occupy the 5th and 6th positions in the postseason bracket. Greensboro, the first team on the outside looking in with 3 points. Mary Baldwin is 0-4 this year. So that's kind of a look at where things stand, and you kind of see where Greensboro needs to pick up a little bit of ground here. SVU, Methodist, and then they finish the year against Wesleyan and Peace. Both of those be some tough matchups for the Pride as well. Greensboro, again, coming off of a loss this past weekend against Pfeiffer, who sits atop of the USA South. We will step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics. Take a look at the women's game. They took on Southern Virginia in Buena Vista. We'll tell you about it when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one pride, and these are our stories. Time now to take a swing around Greensboro College Athletics. We'll tell you what else has been going on in the world of green and white. Volleyball yesterday taking on William Peace. It was another conference sweep for Greensboro College, taking down the Pacers in 3 sets. They have run their winning streak now to 11 consecutive, which is the longest winning streak in Greensboro College volleyball history since 2006. And also in 2005, they had a winning streak of 13. So they are right in that category of things that have not been done in the last 20 years or so. Also, Peyton Shiflett notching her 1,000th career kill yesterday as well. Golf took on the Golf Week D3 Invitational this past weekend down in Florida. Sandestin, Florida, finished 13th out of 24. FIFA Shankarn finishing 1 over par for the 3-round tournament, tied for 13th out of 120 golfers. The leader of the Greensboro contingent down there. Women's soccer on the road at SVU tonight, and it was the Knights coming away with a 1-0 victory, a goal late by, it was Courtney Montes picking up the score. It was a goal coming at 75-26 for Montes, and one that's probably a tough pill for Coach Mike Johnston to swallow. He told me earlier today, you know, the goal against a team as dominant as SVU this year has been to keep, or was to keep it close, and obviously the Pride did better than that for most of the day today, but you give up a goal in the final minutes and you lose it 1-0, and obviously one that you certainly would have loved to have come away with some sort of a result. But you look at the numbers in that game, and SVU outshot Greensboro 25-3 in that one. 5 shots on goal to the Pride's 2. Obviously, offensive questions for Greensboro still as far as where some of the offense is coming from. But I think ultimately you look at that game and you say, you know, this is a Greensboro team that did a really good job holding on for the majority of that game. Just a disappointing finish there for Greensboro. Still coming up this week, we've got volleyball on the road at Methodist tomorrow before hosting a tri-match against Pfeiffer and Randolph on Saturday. Football on the road at Bellhaven. That's a noon Central Time kickoff, so 1 o'clock Eastern for that one. And we will have women's soccer here on the air on Saturday against Meredith. It is a 2 o'clock kick. Pregame show beginning at 1:45. So that's a look at what is going on around Greensboro College Athletics. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the stats and give you second half action as Greensboro leading Southern Virginia here in men's soccer in what you could more or less consider a must-win for both of these teams. A win would go a long way towards help determining USA South seeding this summer. So we will step aside, or this fall rather. We will step aside, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the stats in the second half action on the Greensboro College Sports Network. getting ready for second half action here. Greensboro with the kick here to start the half. Quick look at some of the numbers. Shots go 9-2 to SVU. Shots on goal 3-2. Corners 4-1 to the Knights. 6 fouls for the Pride, 5 for Southern Virginia. Sinister, 3 shots, 1 on goal. He scored. 2 shots for Gorringe, 1 shot on goal for Hester. 2 and 1 for Grange, 1 shot for Stock. For Greensboro, they have 2 shots today. Both of them have been on goal, and both of them have been goals. Garcia Avila and Gustav Omen. And Greensboro with a 2-1 advantage. 45 minutes in the books, 45 still to go. By the way, Omen's goal assisted by Jalen King. Now time for second half action. Here on the campus of Greensboro College, Kendrick Fruit, Stephen Weidenhouse here with you for the next 45, and we'll break it all down here for you on what has certainly the feel of a postseason game here this evening. Nagash sending this down the far side. King with a quick one-touch looking for Garcia Avila. It's going to be taken away, though, by the Knights. Teams have switched sides, so SVU now working left to right. Greensboro obviously then going right to left. Here comes Whitlock with it. Over to the middle to Gorringe. Good job there by Medina Beltran to get in the way of that passing lane. That's sent on up ahead. Now Nielsen with it. Medina Beltran again with the redirect. And goes back to Chamberlain. Gustav Omen back in for Greensboro. So too is Jade Diana. Both of them sat out the final 16 minutes or so of the first half. Whistle here, I think a little bit of confusion as far as where the throw-in needs to happen. They're backing Nagash up. And we welcome Stephen back in.
Hello.
Well, Stephen, since I was giving you a hard time about doing the live halftime show, I am going to ask you to put your coach's hat on here for a minute. We talked a little bit about teams needing to make adjustments at the half. If you were the head coach of both of these teams, what would you tell your group at halftime?
Well, I'm going to tell you first, before I say anything, I'm not a soccer expert.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you really quickly. Here comes Sinister with a nice spin with this ascent to the left-hand side. It's going to be a good angle for the Knights. Good job, though, by Greensboro getting in the way of that opportunity. There was, who was that, Stepuric there? And Rudell as well. Good job for Greensboro. It's going to be a corner for the Knights, but Greensboro catches their breath for a moment.
No, I think just what I said at the end of the first half, like Greensboro has to possess the ball better, and their set pieces have to be just more crisp. I mean, they just have not, as that ball goes in the box.
6th corner of the day, and now the rebound sent to the far side of the box. Gustav Omen trying to get to it, and did for a moment. Goes to Jalen King, fighting for possession. It's Omen keeping it in bounds, but it's going to be a turnover to Whitlock. Greensboro with it for a moment, but now back to Whitlock.
But they just they really struggled to possess the ball. SVU's really showed a lot of speed.
Good pass here. Here comes Gustav Omen trying to get to the left-hand side, and a whistle and a foul. Greensboro cannot believe it.
Offsides.
That's what they're calling. Oh, my goodness. Gustav Omen.
Yeah, that's
At the risk of sounding like a homer, I thought he was well positioned.
Yeah, no, that looked like that was a great pass. Definitely didn't look like he was behind the defense on the pass.
No, he wasn't.
Of course, he ran by him once going to chase the ball, but
darn him for being fast, right?
Yeah, right.
Here comes SVU working right-hand side of the box. Ghazenfari there. And that goes out of bounds to the Greensboro ball. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stephen. First off, we couldn't find Ghazenfari a week or two ago because he got a haircut. Now is his hair darker?
I don't know. That's a good
I could have
question.
sworn he started the year as a blonde.
Either way, he's been a big piece,
Sure
of that
has.
defense.
Speaking of big pieces, here comes Jalen King. Tripped up there. No, it's a good slide tackle by Gorringe.
Gorringe with a great tackle.
Hemington's going to return the favor, though his pass intended for King is intercepted.
Yeah, some good tackles here.
Ghazenfari now getting in the way of that one, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be SVU ball. But, yeah, Ghazenfari again has been strong on the defensive line. Throwing it in will be Whitlock. Quick toss to Hester. That will go out of bounds. Hemington sending it up the near boundary. Garcia Avila with a quick touch, then headed away by Nettesheim. It's Jalen King with it.
Open field here with Jalen. If he can get it past him, he's got great speed.
Well, tried to pass it to himself, but couldn't get around the defender, Gorange, and it's going to be a turnover again. Big thing for Greensboro, obviously a little bit deflating when you have a potential scoring opportunity. They're looking for King. King misses the header. And they're looking for King. King misses the header and instead taken by Whitlock, but it goes back to King. Quick touch to Hemington. Hemington trying to work around Simister and goes across to Nagash now.
Why did it go out?
This one's sent on to the far side. Grange with it. And the back line of SVU just slowly working their way out of their own defensive third. Now working just across the middle. Long feed up ahead. Hickman and Rudell fighting for it. I say fighting, literally pushing and shoving happening here. And a nice feed on up ahead to Simister and taken away by Greensboro. That was, I believe, Ghazenfari.
Yeah, Ghazenfari. Apologize for that technical delay. The good old Ethernet cord came unplugged, so we're back.
I'm not going to say, well, I told you so is not the right phrase, but you told me to be careful. Now you're the one over there.
I did.
This is sent all the way back to Chamberlain, who's going to scoop it up. This is why you have a multi-camera broadcast.
I was trying to. So the reason it came unplugged is I was trying to get my phone to see that offsides call, and I think I hit the Ethernet.
So what did you see going back to watch?
I actually didn't end up getting this before I realized that the camera went out.
Nettesheim with it, sends it over to the other side. Long feed up ahead. Rudell, the only one there to receive that pass. Header to King. King with a quick settle and a quick touch to Garcia Avila. Oh, has that one taken away. To Ghazenfari now to Hemington. Hemington, nice job backing out of a double team. Sends it far side to Nagash now. Isak sends it up to Deanna. Deanna's pass intercepted out of bounds. It'll be Greensboro throw in. Greensboro with it. Hemington to Stepurik. Stepurik in trouble, so sends it all the way back to Hermosa. Hermosa trying to get around Hickman. He does. Long feed crossing the center line. Taken there by Calder. Header Hester. Header Hester. Say that 3 times fast. Up ahead to Gorange. Played it with a knee. And again, SVU with a lot of quick passing here. Hester again with it in the middle, working to the right. Back to Whitlock. Up ahead to Simister. SVU wanting a call. They don't get it. Here's Grange working right-hand side. Now to Simister getting around one defender. He's got a couple more to contend with. Not going to be able to get the angle taken away by the Pride. Goes to Deanna. Nice move, Jade Deanna getting around a defender, working the far side. That one goes out of bounds. Greensboro on the throw-in.
Yeah, good footwork there by Jade. Kicked out of bounds by Stock there, but nice move.
Throw into Hemington. Taken away. Hemington had it for a moment. It's going to go back to the Greensboro back line. 10 minutes almost into the second half. Neither team with a shot yet. Chamberlain with it. Yeah, Greensboro has not gotten a shot off since 4:01.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yep. So that was 50 minutes of play time ago. Nielsen with it, working up the middle. Greensboro not putting a whole lot of pressure in the middle third right now. You can see a lot of their defense is staying back.
Mm-hmm.
This one's sent on to Gustav Omen. Sent to Hester. In the corner, Nagash there. Oh, he's pushed out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Hermosa. Hermosa on the goal kick. Greensboro still with a 1-goal lead. Everybody backing up. And Hermosa will unload long feed up ahead. Headed there, Gustav Omen, whistle. And I think it's going to be a foul on SVU, and Greensboro will have a free kick on the short side of the field, and I think that's going to be Stepuric.